Hey everyone, Travis here on day one, week 3 of the summer split of the LCS, joined by Krepo of Evil Geniuses after a somewhat surprising victory over Cloud9. You defeated them. That was what I was. Yes. Sometimes I get mixed up, you know. Either way, you beat Cloud9, and it was actually pretty convincing. Your bot lane partner going crazy. What do you think? Were you expecting that? Were you going in there like, yeah, no problem, Cloud9?
First off, bot lane went crazy. Not only the partner, we both partook in craziness.
You're a support, so it doesn't really. You don't get AD credit.
No, Johnny stepped up this game. Honestly, we got a little bit behind early game. We lost control of the map, had to give up Dragon, which we had to give in our composition, but I felt like we weren't getting anything in return. So it kind of felt like one of those games where we just slowly get choked out again. And then we just got back into the game. We made a few picks, got a really good Dragon fight, and then we got really far ahead. And yeah, like we kept playing our lead, and they had to fight us. We chose to fight them whenever it was good for us, and we kept winning. The only issue I had with this game is late game. They kept slowing us down. Every time we kept basing for more items and more items, and they just kept playing the map so much better that every time we wanted to push, we had to deal with one side wave, then another wave, and everybody watching is probably like, why is EG not closing out this game? Yeah. And I'm like, well, we can't. They're playing the map so well that we have issues answering that. So that's definitely where we need to improve. Like, even if we get this massive lead, we still had troubles closing out the game because our wave control is so poor. And yeah, that's what we're going to work on in the future.
You discussing how you guys were a little bit behind and you feeling like you were going to get choked out, and then you turned around. It just felt like the end of Game of Thrones last week. One of the things that I do want to touch on is champion picks. Yeah, see, thank you. Jeez. Sometimes people, like my video producer didn't even smile. That's how I know it's a bad joke. He'll smile at anything. He's smiling right now. Yeah, so you guys were in champion selection, and some of the guys back here were watching, and it kind of felt as though you guys were letting Cloud9 get like everything they wanted. Was that the plan, or do you think that that was a fair assessment, or what was the strategy or discussion going down in champ select?
I mean, looking like in hindsight, maybe yeah they got what they wanted, but we got Lulu mid, which is good against what he ended up playing against it, Kha'Zix. So we switched it around. We saved it until last. Trundle and Shyvana go both ways, like. Balls picks Trundle into Shyvana, Shyvana into Trundle, so that doesn't really matter. And then yeah, the bot lanes, they had a bit of a favorable early game with Twitch scale, so I don't think we necessarily had a worse champ select than they did, just because it's their comfort picks. I mean, you can't ban out Cloud9. You can maybe try hit Meteos and all his junglers, but he plays other stuff. He just doesn't have to because he gets Elise or Lee Sin every time because people don't even try doing it. We just have to avoid stuff that we don't like playing or have them playing, and just find something that works for us, and that's what we tried. I don't think we would have won this game every time with these champions, but today we did.
Speaking of Altec, you guys have now had him on the team for a couple of weeks. How's that working out?
It's good in some aspects and still poor in others. He doesn't get off school until like 2 or 3 weeks from now, and it's really rough for me and him to get that synergy because we can't ever do a queue. We play scrims like 6 or 8 hours a day. And that's it. That's our practice. Like I'd love to be able to just wake up, play duo queue with him, and just get better. There's so many small lane details that we still have to go over. Like whenever I played Leona with him, to start it was horrendous because he's not used to my Leona, and I need to explain him like how I play, why I play the way I do, and it's slowly getting there on a lot of champions. But we just need more work, more time, and we kind of don't have time because we're like what 2-6, 2-7 by now. It's getting pretty rough.
Well, you just pulled a game down from Cloud9, so maybe just keep climbing up that ladder thing. Yeah. Anyway, last week I noticed that you had the Alliance chef with you guys. Is that like a lone thing? Like is Alliance like, oh here's our chef, maybe she can help you guys get settled back into and get a better score?
Yes.
Now moving on. To even more sensitive subjects, there's a rumor going around that you guys will have a new jungler soon, and that he might be Korean. Do you have any comments on this topic?
Yeah, we actually looked really long to find a Korean player. Like the sun in our eyes, really like a god of sun almost. And we were so happy that we found him. I'm so happy to have Pobelter on our team. Okay. And he's really the Korean we need in Evil Geniuses, and I feel he's really growing to be that Korean superstar that we need, even though he's like both American and Korean, which is the best type of Korean. So I'm really happy we have Pobelter Travis.
So is he going to be replacing Snoopy then in the jungle? Because I heard that the Korean is supposed to be a jungler.
Yeah, the Korean will be a jungler, so Pobelter will be moving into the jungle. Snoopy will use his knowledge from the jungle and observing Pobelter to go mid. We're following Chronology Gaming because this is a multi-year plan. You know, you have to do these crazy swaps, and then invest in 2 years' time. We will invest in a Korean and a very prolific shoutcaster to join us as a coach. We're still looking. We have Jat's number, so Jat might be the new Monte Cristo, and that's just the plan. It's EG plans for the future.
No hat person on that list for caster being the coach?
I can't disclose any details.
Understood. All right, so you cannot comment, it seems, on the rumor that Helios will be replacing Snoopy as your new jungler.
Yeah. Who?
I just figured I'd throw that out there. I gotta try.
It's okay that you try, Richard.
We're gonna cut this part. So other than that, how you been?
I've been okay, honestly. It's pretty gruesome coming from an emotional standpoint, going from top 4 world to bottom of NA. Yeah. I mean, I'm a pretty well liked individual in the community, so I usually don't get that much hate. But like after losing a couple of games in a row, I'm getting like my first like actual hate fanboys, and it is not fun to get called trash online, but it's surprisingly fun to block them all and just not care it. So I'm discovering the other end of the spectrum, but I still enjoy the league, and I still hate losing, and I still play a lot of league, and I even love solo queue more than I did like last year at the end of the EG period in EU. So I'm still eager to improve. There's so much to learn, and I love playing against Aframu because he just teaches me the ways of support these days.
You know, we actually share a hater. The other day there was a person who had a bunch of upvotes on hating on me on a Reddit thread, and he was actually attacking me, I think, on Twitter as well. And I looked over at his tweets, and he was actually attacking you as well. So it's nice that we have
a bond. Yeah. I've always wanted a bond with you, Travis.
Well, now we got it. Maybe not as good as the one you and Altec have, or maybe even Helios if he joins your team. But we'll have to see how this stuff happens. You know. All right. So, what are your expectations for EG going over the course of the split? Because it seems as though CLG, Cloud9, LMQ, Dignitas looking extremely strong right now. Are you guys going to be able to crack that top 4?
I feel every team we face right now, we're coming in as an underdog, maybe not complexity, but they haven't even played in their full roster for a while. So we only need to, I feel at this point, we can't even look at top 3, top 2, top 4, top 5 anymore. We just need to fix our game, and hopefully by the time playoffs hits, have it fixed enough so that we can somewhat consistently challenge these teams, and then maybe bring out the victory that way by preparing properly. I mean, we played against Cloud9 today. I think if we play that match 10 times, we won't win it more than 5. Like on paper, realistically, we have to be honest in that. That doesn't mean we can't work and try to fix our issues one by one. It's really rough, but I mean, it's the only thing we can do, really. And we have plenty of people online willing to give us feedback about what we do wrong and why we do stuff wrong. Yeah. So keep telling us what we do wrong in very eloquent manner. Thank you so much.
Good. Yeah, I'm sure they'll keep tweeting at you. You have any shout-outs, anything you want to say here at the end of this interview to any of the Krepo fans out there, or the Krepo haters, or even people who are just completely apathetic to you?
Thank you for watching my content. Thank you, Travis, for making this content. Thank you for all the sponsors for allowing me to do all this content. And yeah, watch my stream once in a while whenever I do. Come to the LCS, say hello. We're very friendly folk here. Come take a picture, say hello. And yeah, thank you so much.
Like how you say very friendly folk here, like you're a bunch of farmers. Like, yeah, we'll invite you in and do a little line dancing. Yeah. Check out the rest of our coverage of all things LCS at ongamers.com.